In part 2, we're specifically going to identify how changing Trevor's mass affects the velocity. Okay, so we're going to set the spring constant to 1,050 newtons per meter, and we're going to keep it that way throughout all 5 trials. I want you to think about a realistic starting mass in kilograms for a hockey goalie, and record it next to trial 1. Okay, so we're going to increase the mass at a consistent rate. Okay, so you want to estimate what a plausible mass could be for a real life sized hockey player. And you're going to increase that mass at a consistent rate, so by 5 kilograms, 20 kilograms, 10 kilograms each trial. Okay, we need to keep the spring compression, the spring constant, exactly the same in order to identify how mass affects speed. So mass is going to be our independent variable. It's the variable that we are manipulating. The speed will be the dependent variable, the variable that will change in response. Therefore, spring constant, spring compression need to remain constant. Okay, so you'll change the mass. You again can do so using those arrows there. So let's say that I start out with 100 kilograms. Okay, you can start out with 90, etc. You can go to 110. Let's go up by 15. It's 115, 130. Okay, up to you, but you want to move up at a consistent rate for 5 different trials. You want your spring constant to remain constant, your compression to remain constant, and you're going to time how long it takes to move through the neutral zone so that you're able to determine the velocity. Hands hit the blue line, so I had already pressed start. When the hands hit the second blue line, I will press stop, and I will record that time. No units. I'll divide 18 by 5.52 to get the speed, which I'll record in column 3. Okay, so then you'll vary the mass. Okay, over time, after you vary the mass for the 5 trials, you calculated the speed for the 5 trials, you're going to identify the relationship between change in mass and change in speed. Okay, so when you're ready for that video, there's a link next to graph 1 that you'll be able to access.